What's up, guys? I'm Chris, and today you're watching a magic review on Scribe by Christian Grace. What is Scribe? Scribe is Christian's solution to a problem that he had with nail writing. Right, so I don't think that there is any way of not really exposing what this is. Like, I'm not going to show you the gimmick itself, but you can see it on the website if you are interested. I believe the first chapter of the tutorial is free to watch if you just kind of want to get an idea of what this is. But as far as doing the review, I have to say what this is, right? So, but I think you probably already know. And what this is essentially a miniature clipboard that you can hold invisibly and do your nail writing. Now, there's a couple different parts to this gimmick, so it's kind of like a system in a sense, right? You have your writer, and then you have the gimmick itself. The writer has also been modified so that it kind of works with the gimmick, but that's really what this is. So you'll get the gimmick itself, and then you'll get the tutorial, which is, we'll kind of just go over that now. So the tutorial is going to go over the history, so why Christian came up with this, right? Because Christian, and he says this in the beginning of the tutorial, he's coming to mentalism from a very magic-based background, right? So when he was given a nail writer, he had some issues that he wanted to overcome, right? So he developed this system, and this has worked for him. So in the tutorial, you'll get the history on that, and then you're going to get what's in the box. So I'll show you that in a second. Well, not everything, but I'll kind of go over what you get. And then he's going to give you a way to customize this gimmick to you. Then he will go over the handling. Then he will go over how to do the writing. And finally, he has a couple routines that he does. So what do you get? So you're going to get, this is the packaging. So you'll get this nice Scribe box, right? But I love the tin that it comes with. It's just a tin, right? But I'm going to use this for other things, so I'm always happy when things come in good packaging like this, packaging that I'm not just going to throw out, right? It can be reused. So you'll get the tin. Inside of that, it's double layered, so if you have bought this or if you're going to buy this, make sure you know that it's double layered. The second layer is just going to be a stack of billets. So, I mean, nothing too mind-blowing, but who doesn't like extra billets? Then you are going to get the writer, which is a band writer. Okay, so if you aren't familiar with the different types of nail writers, I have done a review on the nail writers that I've used and what are my favorites. I've also done an unlisted video. So if you want to see that unlisted video, that is where I will show you what each writer looks like up close, and I will kind of demo them. That one is unlisted because I don't want that one to be public access, because that is basically 100% exposure. So if you want to see the unlisted video, then join the Chris Edwards Magic Secret Access group on Facebook, and there will be a link for the unlisted video in there. Otherwise, the public has access to the regular public video, but I don't show how these things look. I don't show how they work. So just wanted to say that. So like I said, this is a band writer, which is, it's a tie for me between band writer and thumb tip writer. I like them both, but I think this is definitely the best option that you could have went with this, especially because this is just a piece to the system. I don't think a thumb tip writer would have worked with this, because you're going to have people with different size thumbs, right? So this was the best option, and I know that the band writer is a favorite to most people. So you'll get the writer itself, and then you will get the gimmick, which is essentially a mini clipboard that you can hide very easily, that you can conceal very easily, and it just fits in finger palm, and it is secured in a sense without being stuck on you. I don't really know how to describe it. That's one of those things you're gonna understand if you pick this up, right? It goes on and off very easily. It's not stuck on you. I don't know how else to talk about that. And then last, you will get some replacement pieces. So it's not that this can break or come apart. It's just, if you're using this a lot, the lead is going to become exhausted. It's going to wear out, and then you just have to replace it. So you're going to get all of that. Okay, so that's what you get, and then you'll get the link for the tutorial. So the price on this is $35 US. Now I just thought what I could compare this to. So if you go out and you just purchase a Vernay band writer, that's going to cost you $20. So this is going to be $15 more, but you're getting replacement pieces, you're getting the gimmick itself that isn't the writer. Then you get the writer, you get the billets, and you get, Christian's teaching. So right, I will go over the price right now. I said it's $35. I think that is worth the price because, like I said, you just get a band writer with no instruction, no nothing. You're still paying $20. So $15 more. I think that this is a good price. It is a really good writer too. Now the quality of this, I think it is really well made. It uses a material that is strong and durable, but also easy to customize, which you will understand if you watch the tutorial, the customization part, what you need to do. Not everybody will need to do this. It's just an option if you do. So the tutorial, and the only thing I will touch on is that the routines in here, they're good, right? But I think the routines were really just included to have routines, right? For people starting out to kind of complete the project. But if you are somebody who does nail writing or thumb writing or whatever, you probably already have things that you're going to use this for, right? So when it comes to Scribe in general, I think the focus is on the tool itself, not the routines, right? The routines are essentially based on number predictions. So, my only thing with that, it's good and all, there's nothing wrong with it, but there's not a lot of context to predicting a 2 or 3 digit number, right? It is impressive. It's an impressive feat, but it's kind of one of those things that's just like, check this out, check out what I can do, right? And it's cool and all, but there's not context to it, right? It's not going to connect you with your participant or your audience, right? So that's all. So overall, the tutorial is really good. Christian is he's going to cover everything, right? And help you to get the most out of this. Now let's jump to difficulty level. So this isn't easy to use at first, right? Because even if you are somebody who is familiar with nail writing, the mechanics of this are different. So you are going to have to practice. You're going to have to get used to moving and maneuvering in a way that you haven't exactly before, right? Now, I'm going to do the get ready and the setup from my lap, which would basically be the same as it would in your pocket, which is probably where you're going to be storing this, right? So you would take one of your cards, we go into your pocket, right? Okay, I'm ready now. And then you have your card. Place that there like you're holding it. Now this can be held in different ways, but I am going to use this as I'm talking. So you would be presenting your routine, and I'm trying to think of how to say this in the routine as I'm doing this, but I don't know. So there we go. Then you're talking to them. This is designed to be done in front of your participant while they're looking at you while you're making conversation. So you can do this in longitude or latitude. So if you're doing a number, you probably want to hold it like this. So right now I'm doing the number before I did a word. And then you can just ditch the gimmick And I have practiced with this, so it does look pretty good, right? I'm not going to toot my own horn, but this does look better than my nail writing before using this. So it did take practice. I got this about a week ago, and just while I was at work, I practiced using it on my downtime. So this, I just wrote my name and the review that I'm doing. So I'd say that's pretty good. It doesn't look like it was written by my thumb, right? And then I just wrote some numbers down there. Now it's backwards on the camera, but you know, that was the issue that Christian found, was that you didn't always have stability. And a lot of the time the writing looked like a 3-year-old did it, or it didn't match the rest of, if you had written something down in advance and then you were just going to write in a small piece, it usually didn't match up because it didn't look very good. Where with this and a little bit of practice, getting used to moving your thumb in the way that you need to for this, you can get things to look really good, as if you were just writing them down. So it does work, but it does take practice. So this isn't something you're going to get. You can use it out of the box, but it's not going to look good. I shouldn't say it's not going to look good. I can't speak for anybody other than myself, but it didn't look good when I first started doing it because I wasn't used to moving my hand that way. Now I think it looks good. So practice, lots of practice, but once you do, I think the results are worth it. So concluding difficulty level, I'm going to say it's fairly difficult at first until you get used to it. And then now it's not difficult anymore with practice, but that's how a lot of things are: hard at first and gets better with time. Angles. So with this, your angles I think are pretty good, right? It's standard to anything of this sort. It's the same, right? So if you're nail writing, it's the same as like if you're peeking, right? This is all going to be, you can't have anybody behind you to see what you're doing, right? But other than that, I think, it was designed to be used with people looking at you. So maybe not fully surrounded, but the angles are very well covered. Setup and reset. So again, like, you might just customize this, but the customization literally takes like seconds. Okay, and once it's custom, it's done once and then you're good. Reset is instant. Setup is, there isn't really a setup because of the way that this was designed. Both pieces stay together until you're ready for them not to be. So what's cool is you go into your pocket, right? Maybe you go into both pockets, this pocket to grab your billets and this pocket to grab, what you're grabbing, but just to make it look good, right? So you're not focusing attention on this hand, but in the motion of going into your pocket and coming out, like, it takes maybe 2-3 seconds. You go in, you bring it out, you're good, you're ready, right? And then you put your billet on and you're set. So it's an instant setup, instant reset. There are no arts and crafts. There's nothing to be examined. Pocket space, very, very minimal. I guess if I had to compare this to something, since I'm not going to show it in the video, as a whole, with both pieces, I would probably compare it to like a regular size Bic lighter, both length, width, and depth. Is it a worker, and who would use this? So this can be done close up, walk around, really in any situation. So if you're a worker that already uses nail writing, or if you're a mentalist, then this can very well be a worker. Who would use this? So really, this is just going to be dependent on if you want to put the time in to get the hang of it and to make it work for you. Because it, like I said, it takes practice, and if you already do a lot of nail writing and you're good at it, then you might not be interested in this. You might not need it. You might get it and go, I already do nail writing and it's good and I don't need this, right? So it maybe won't be for everybody, but I have seen improvement myself. Now, I don't do a ton of nail writing as it is. I do a few different routines that I do on a fairly regular basis. So nail writing isn't completely foreign to me. I am familiar with it, but I'm no expert, right? So once I took the time to practice this, I did definitely improve. But like I said, I don't know, if you already do an extensive amount of nail writing, maybe you will love this, maybe it will make it even better, or maybe you'll decide that it's not for you. So I can't really answer that myself. The pros and cons, I guess, the negative to it is if you don't want to put in the time to practice, then this probably won't be for you. The pros for me is that my results look a lot better now than they did without it. So that's really all I can say. I think it's a good system. I like it. It works for me. So I can't really give it any negatives in that aspect. I mean, at first it was uncomfortable, right? Not like it was painful in any sense or whatever, right? But it just, I wasn't familiar with it, right? So doing it just felt weird. But so did a classic palm with a coin in the beginning, and so did the muscle pass and things like that, right? Like, things aren't always going to be great the first time. I don't know. I'm trying to just give my opinion and my experience on this and how it's worked for me. So with that, I don't know what else to say about positives and negatives. I really like it. I think it's one of those things that you're either gonna like it or you don't if you don't give it an honest effort, right? Because if you don't put in the time and you just base this off of your first experience with it, a lot of people probably aren't gonna like it. It might go in the junk drawer, right? And that's only because at first it doesn't feel right. It's not easy. And it'll take some time. So yeah, I think if you want to actually decide whether you like this or not, give it a week, practice with it a lot, and then make your decision on whether it's for you or not, whether you like it or not, because that'll give you a better idea. Because that'll definitely give you a better idea on kind of the long term, I like this or I don't. So I don't know what else to say. Anyway, I will leave a link in the description below so that you can go pick this up. I do have an affiliate thing with Illusionist. So if you use the code Chris Edwards Magic, then that will give you, I think it's 10% off your order. I don't know. But yeah, use it because it'll give you a bit of a discount. So also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. Please like the video. Any questions or comments, just leave in the comments. I'll do my best to answer those. And don't forget to join the Chris Edwards Magic Secret Access group for some in-depth discussion, unlisted videos, and just some community. So with that, I think that's all I got to say, and we'll see you at the next review.